Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be here with Cosmo with his movie, Out of Reach. Let's take a look at the clip.
You could at least gotten a twist off.
They don't make 15-year-old buttery Chardonnay and a twist off. Ow! Some of us can feel our legs.
Well, now we're not getting any Chardonnay.
Let's just call Lee.
We're not asking your neighbor to open a bottle of wine.
We'll take it to them.
No!
Fine, here.
We can do this.
Cosmo, firstly, welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family.
Thank you for having me.
We'll never let you go now, that's it. You're part of the family forever. Listen, thank you so much for bringing your film to us. Really, it was so great to see your film on the big screen as well. For those that haven't seen your film, tell us a little bit about it.
So Out of Reach is the story about two disabled friends of slightly varying levels of disability. And in an evening where they're hanging out together, they find their partners are going to be stuck away for a while, so they find themselves kind of trapped together. And so we just kind of follow them throughout their evening as they try and figure things out for themselves and realize the sort of slight inherent ableism that they both share and kind of struggles with independence.
You're such a brilliant writer. Like, honestly, like, the only thing I have as a critique is I wanted more. Like, I didn't want you to, I was like, no, I need more. Just leave us here. Where did this kind of like idea come into your head, this story? How did this kind of all unravel and then decide to sort of turn it into a film? How did that all kind of come together?
Well, I can't take all the credit for writing because we actually had a fairly big writing team.
Yeah.
But what was really cool is that it was mostly disabled people.
Yeah.
And so the story really came about just by talking about our experiences and different things that we'd gone through and dealt with. This film was created for the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge.
Yes.
So that's what kind of brought it together. And then, we weren't even sure if we wanted to make a movie that specifically talked about disability, but then as we were chatting and just bringing up different kind of anecdotes and experiences, we realized some very common feelings. And I think it's actually something that a lot of people with disabilities struggle with, but I've never really seen talked about, is kind of an inherent ableism and kind of wanting to be more independent and struggling to ask for help just for like your own pride. And so as we talked about that and different occurrences we'd had of trying to order food or trying to open a bottle and having trouble, and the lead actress Sawson talked about that, having trouble opening a wine bottle, just like you see in the film. So we just kind of tried to collate all our experiences and combine it to something that was hopefully relatable and fun and still, was able to bring some light to this.
Yeah, I mean, you took it through the lens of comedy as well, which, at the same time, I'm like still having a go in my head of the person that delivered the film. Like, how dare you do that? Just stop shoving your, you know what I mean? Like, how dare you? But like, you obviously, I know you obviously a mix of many different genres as a writer, but like, and as a director, what was it like taking together these experiences and then kind of taken the role in which you took on with the film? Like, how was this experience for you? How was this experience for you sort of taking on this particular role, but also taking it through the lens of comedy? Because it was fun. It's fun to watch.
I mean, it was really interesting. It was, at some points we kind of struggled to find the balance because our film definitely leaned into the kind of dramedy, I think.
Yes.
And that a bit of both. And there were some times where I think I kind of pushed the actors a little bit to lean into that dramatic side and some of the real hard difficulty behind it. But then at the same time trying to reel that back in to bring in the comedy at the same time. And so we went through some kind of revisions, even in the edits of, how to keep our story strong and what we wanted to say, but also keeping it funny and light at the same time.
But at the same time, you're also saying these are some of the things that can happen, and can you not be a annoying person in doing that? I think that was something that was really important that you delivered into the story as well, is that these are some of the challenges, and so, don't do this, basically, right? As well.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure not to like shy away from what it was, but also not to like over dramatize in any way, like not make it more than it is, but also just be like, this is a realistic situation that we have to deal with. And, it can be funny and also annoying at the same time to have to deal with it.
And I got to meet one of your lovely leading star actors yesterday, she's amazing. But I loved your actors. Like, I couldn't stop going on about it because I just loved the chemistry that they had together. They were just so fun to watch as actors. How did you go about bringing your cast together?
So Sawson was the lead actress, was the one who approached me actually about the film for that Easter Seals challenge. And then I had never worked with her before, so that was completely new there. And a few days before shooting, we didn't even have the other actor yet. So that was kind of a very last minute thing, and they had already known each other. So for me, going into the film and just coming onto set, I really had no idea what to expect. With the film challenge, it's only a few days to prepare, so we didn't have time to really rehearse. But then I was blown away. They had so much chemistry because they were friends as well, but also just by their ability to hit those important kind of dramatic beats, but also be just hilarious, like you said. Like Sassen's reactions. When we shot that little montage scene of them trying to grab the bag, we just kept going to her to see what she would do because she would have some funny thing or pretending to check her watch or anything.
Yeah.
And adding all that in was so much fun in the edit as well.
No, I mean, honestly, they both just delivered as actors. Like, it was really, really fun to watch. What have you, like, making this particular film, of course, you are at the New York Film Academy as well, which is amazing. What was some of the challenges, trials, tribulations that you kind of had in production? Like, did it all go smooth and perfect? Like, what was the secret?
It definitely didn't all go smooth and perfect. Because of the challenge aspect of it, it was all very last minute. And I mean, it made me really glad to, appreciative of the people that I've met and surrounded myself with, because I was able to kind of call in so many favors. Because it was really a no-budget movie, and so I was just called a friend that had a good camera and say, hey, can I use this for 2 days? I can't pay you for it. And because we'd worked together before, they were like, sure. And so we were able to pull that together. And then the crew was made up of a lot of my classmates. Sorry, I'm going away from the question.
No, that's great. No, you can delve into the greats. And I just kind of want to add into what you were saying as well, which is obviously this is part of a film challenge, which is film is tough enough as it is anyway, but when you're making it as part of a challenge, like what was, because there was also certain things you had to do, right, for the challenge as well. Tell us about the kind of time length and all the kind of things you had to kind of make the film as well.
Yeah, so we had 5 days to shoot and edit and deliver the whole thing.
Wow.
We were able to do some writing ahead of time, but still had to apply some things to the script and then have it all ready to go very quickly. So definitely only a limited amount of preparation you can do. And I think kind of what that does is it helps you kind of be more present and aware of like what's there on set in the moment and not just stuck of like what the idea was.
Yeah.
Because there were things that changed on set, and like the final scene we were trying to figure out where to place it, where they're in front of the fireplace talking. We were talking about going outside, they had a pool, and then we discovered the fireplace and thought that would be a really beautiful spot for it. So that was fun, trying to be very kind of reactive to what's going on around you because you can't plan. And then you were asking about the difficulties on set. I think the biggest one that we had was that very ending shot of Saucon hanging in that sling.
A brilliant scene. A scene you will never forget. It's brilliant.
Okay. I'm glad. It almost didn't make it because despite the amount of disabled people on set, none of us knew how to work that sling. And so we were trying to get Saucon in it, and every time they put her in, she started slowly slipping out of it. And so we were having to like prop her up and have, we had someone else get in first to try and figure out how to work it with the straps. And it was all and it was last minute. It was like midnight, last shot of the whole thing, trying to make it work. And I'm so glad we did, because hearing that payoff in the theater of everyone laughing is
oh
so
my goodness. And that leads me to say, how is it must be really, really comforting, because when you're hearing the audience, like their reactions, because your film has such a audience participation almost in their reactions. How has it been? We obviously love having it a New Filmmakers Day. How has the audience reaction been for you?
It's been incredible. I mean, it's such a different experience watching the movie with a full audience and hearing them laugh, especially when you've been with it through the writing process and on set, and then editing it. I start to be like, is this funny still? Like, I really hope it's still funny, because I've seen it so many times that it's kind of worn off. But then hearing people laugh at all these moments is like so gratifying, and it makes me so excited, and feeling that atmosphere with everyone, especially on a big screen.
Well deserved. You deserve it. You deserve all the accolades. But no, I really, honestly, I just was like, if anything, you can bring those to light, those characters again, because I was like, I don't want to let them go. They're so great. But what is next for you, Cosmos? What is next?
So I'm currently working on my thesis capstone project at NYFA. Very kind of different feeling to it. It's a horror film about family trauma and things like that. But I'm very excited and looking forward to it.
And for you personally, as a filmmaker, I mean, you're at the beginning of a very, very long, exciting career ahead of you. But for you personally, like what kind of as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, for filmmakers out there, what's important to you as a filmmaker that you can maybe share with our audience?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I think for me, it's just trying to tell genuine stories, whether they are disabled stories or even not, just things that people can relate to and feel in their own way. And it doesn't always, I think stories don't always have to be directly applicable, but you can still find something of yourself in it. Some of the best responses that I got to Out of Reach were family members and people telling me after watching, I'd never thought about this, that, you have to deal with this kind of issue with just getting takeout food or something. And so, getting people to look at things differently, even if something they've never really thought of before, I think is so important. Just trying to make people more aware of all these different experiences that different people have.
Well, you're doing that, so well done, honestly, and thank you for sharing. I mean, I loved your film on multiple levels, mostly for just the trials and tribulations and things that one has to go through, but also just the, the kind of the joy in little moments together, yeah, to make sure Uber Eats and everybody else could do better in serving your food, for sure. But no, really, really fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing your film to us, and we're ready for the next project. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. This festival has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
Fantastic
you.
to meet so many of you.
Thank you. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Cosmos, everybody.